Alrighty, guys. I am here, getting ready to do a little let's play of an older game, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Really fun game. Loving all the superhero stuff. Recently, just heard that New Avengers is gonna have Ultron in it, which actually reminded me of this game. And I've been feeling really nostalgic lately. And this was a huge game I played when I was like a little kid. My dad used to play with me on the weekend. So I figure I am going to do a little let's play for you guys, starting with this. I'm of course going to load in my data because I don't want to start over.
What the hell is going on? Where's our air support? Get those forward guns going. Why aren't those rear batteries firing? Somebody get General Wilson on the horn!
Colonel Fury,
Dude, I'll have your head for this.
I have little time for your petty threats, Colonel. Surrender your ship now, or I shall destroy it.
Not on my watch.
This is a priority alert to all metahumans. UNN Alpha requests immediate assistance.
Thor, take care of those gunships. Spider-Man, draw them towards the stern.
Sure thing. I just love being a target.
Wolverine, you go like Boy Scout. I don't take orders from you.
Soulless machine? How dare you strike the son of Odin?
Show off. Excuse me, is this the ferry to Staten Island? Hey, Cap, looks like you could use some help. That dude scares me.
What are you girls looking at?
Alrighty. So I'm going to keep doing that. Whenever there's a little cutscene, whatever, I'll keep quiet so you guys can keep that kind of in the game. I'm actually going to stick with this team. Because I usually differ and I end up with pretty much that badass team, whatever it's called. And it's alright, but I feel like it's a little OP. Like Deadpool, he can teleport, and it's just too much. So what I am going to do is I'm going to keep this team and figure out what outfits I want. Okay, I'm going to keep this outfit with him. I really do like Spider-Man. I think he's one of the best characters in here as far as like crowd control goes, because he's kind of strong, but like all of his attacks pull enemies away from others. I'm going to keep that in there. Thor I actually don't use. Like I've never, as soon as I get in here I get rid of Thor. So I don't know how this is going to go. I'm just going to keep this stuff because I really don't know what it does. I don't care to know what it does. Wolverine I had in my one team because he's just badass. It's just Wolverine. Let's see if I can get some gear. Well, that would fit. Thor's buckle. Okay. I think Spider's bite works pretty well with you. And yeah, that'll work. Let me go and upgrade their outfit first. I guess hammer damage. And then accept.
To battle.
Alright, so I've seen about like one other Let's Play of this. I feel because it's an older game. People played it once and then no one really cares about it anymore. Everyone's in the new like Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, Saints Row kind of stuff. And this game is truly, it's really a good game. I think it's really well put together. It's got a good story in it. I was actually hoping that they would have a team more set up like this when the movie The Avengers came out, because this is what I considered to be the Avengers. I'm not really into reading the comics, but this game put that precedence in my mind that I wanted to see that kind of stuff in it. So the movie's actually a little disappointing for me because it didn't have that stuff in it. And I don't know. Sorry, I was looking for a remote. But yeah, Captain America is definitely just like the overall, I guess like warrior of this team. He's very well rounded. He's got a shield throw, which you can kind of just let do its own thing and knocks down enemies, gives you a chance to wail on them for a little bit. And he's got this little charge move, which I like when I'm running into a big group of enemies, because then I can make sure I can actually take them down. He's pretty powerful. Like his attacks do quite a bit of damage, and it's easier. I feel like this team was kind of tailor-made for like new people, and I've just never truly stuck with it, I guess.
Looks like you lose.
But I'm gonna try Thor for a little bit because I don't ever play as Thor. I don't really know his moves. I don't know if he's really good or not. I know Wolverine's got more power in him. Like he's one of those stronger characters. So the way I feel this is gonna be is Thor's gonna be a lot bigger of a attacking everyone kind of guy. Spider-Man's gonna be more based on like throwing people and getting them out of the way so that you can focus on like bigger targets. And then Wolverine's gonna be like the guy you send in for like boss battles and whatnot. Okay, I made a tornado. Okay, I'm running low on health. I'm gonna switch to Spidey, pull these guys on out of there. And I actually played with Spider-Man for quite a bit, so I don't have any of like the stat power up for him. I have it set up so that I have 3 attacks and then his big powerful move, because I feel that it actually works out a lot better that way with him. He's just that kind of character that is definitely made for stuff like that. And his power up, the one that it starts you off with is Spider Sense, and I find it really weird. I don't like attacking with everyone else at like slower speeds. It makes it feel like there's lag when there isn't lag, and it's just a personal thing with me. I don't like it. I actually watched a Let's Play recently of Marvel's Ultimate Avengers 2. I forget who did it. I feel really bad because I felt it did a really good job with it. But he actually mentioned how Spider-Man was his favorite, and he was just all around badass, and in general it was his favorite. And I think that kind of swayed my opinion too, because then I started paying more attention to the way Spider-Man attacks and the way Spider-Man like takes care of business, I guess. And he really is. He's just a badass guy. So I'm gonna switch over to Wolverine. Oh, got my Fury up. Go kick some ass for a minute. The only thing I don't know about Wolverine is his little attacks. Like I don't quite know how to use them effectively. I just use him as a button masher, just keep wailing on people and then they die pretty fast. My last team that I went with the last time I played this, I had Deadpool on it, and everyone else didn't matter. Deadpool can teleport, and he's really strong. He's got that gun attack where he just stands by and shoots people, and I had that so powered up that I could just sit back and dominate like every enemy I ran up to with that thing. And I forgot to do this, I forgot to add these people to my team to get those power-ups. I'll have to do that at the next shield point, and I apologize that I didn't do that before. Oh god, I'm terrible at multitasking. I'm trying to keep talking to keep this interesting for everyone, but I'm trying to also make sure I don't die and look like a complete ass, and it's hard to do both. Send Wolverine there and punch people. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to keep this team. I've never done it with just this team. Even the first time I played this when I was like, I think like 13, and didn't quite know what I was doing, I didn't keep this team. As soon as I started getting new people, I definitely traded out Captain America because at the time I liked the X-Men and I liked Fantastic Four. So as soon as I figured out I could get rid of people I didn't know, like Captain America, I did, and never really took into account how great of a character he is to have. So I'm not gonna do that this time. Definitely just gonna stick with this team, get them as leveled up as possible, I guess. Don't grab a hold of me, you dick. Alright, fine, push your face in.
I was hoping to catch someone being a hero. Looks like I hit the jackpot.
Scorpion, what are you doing here?
I'm working for the biggest group of villains this world has ever known. The Masters of Evil.
Who's in charge?
That's the best part of all. We're led by the man himself, Dr. Doom.
What's he want with this helicarrier?
You only knew. 'Cause Doom's got a plan that's gonna shake the heavens.
Talk, Scorpion, or you're in for a world of pain. Hold on one second. Alrighty.
You wanna get tough, punk? Good. You're so...
Alrighty. So, first boss, well, first mini boss, I guess. He's not like a huge threat. I'm gonna try to let them deal with him and keep him away from me while I take out the little baddies. That way there's not so much bullshit to deal with while I'm trying to kill him too. Now this is the part where I don't like having Spider-Man.
I'm just getting started.
Because he's not strong. Like, he's strong, but he's not strong enough for a boss fight at all. And his moves don't affect bosses. Like, he can't grab a boss, so he's just kind of worthless for this. I use him mainly for when there's a boss around to clear out the little bad guys and try to deal with that kind of stuff, while everyone else just wails on. Like right now, we just got him in a corner, beating him up, and it typically works out pretty well for me. It's about the only strategy I've really got for fighting bosses. And yeah, like, I don't really have anything that's strong with Spider-Man. I guess this would be one time when like using that weird little spider sense thing would work out for me, but it's just too trippy for me. I can't do it. And yeah. But yeah, I played this game when it first came out. I used to go and rent games from a little video shop downtown, and this was for sure one of my favorites. I really enjoyed, like I said, the story of it. And you know, when I found this for the 360 a couple months back, I was actually really psyched because I was like, oh sweet, I remember this game when I was little. You know, I remember being able to play this with my dad and stuff on the weekend. So that's definitely a big reason why I picked it up, and why I still enjoy it so much. I mean, it's a very, very well put together game in my opinion. Even though it is just a button masher, I feel like it kind of holds true to you know, Marvel and heroes and whatnot. And the only real complaint I have is how little heroes there are and how they got rid of the DLC for the other heroes and villains. But besides that, I mean, it's not really a big issue for me. They definitely give you quite a selection of, you know, people you're used to.
Thanks for responding to my SOS. The helicarrier.
Got Fury just taking up a giant ass beam off this guy. I really don't care about anything they're saying. I'm not gonna play this to the full extent of trying to make sure I've got everything done. I probably will forget a lot of side missions just to get through the main story, because that's all I really care about. Now let me make sure I got these guys on my team so I get all my benefits. The only thing I don't like about this game is loading screens. I could install it, but I don't have a huge hard drive for that. Alrighty, who should I switch out? My roster. Oh nice, so all I need to do is get rid of one of these. Get rid of Daredevil. He fucking sucks. Excuse my language, but he is just an awful, awful person.
Watch each other's back.
Tried to use him kind of like just for a couple minutes in Murder World, and oh my god, died so fast. He'd always be the first to go, whether I was controlling him or not. He's just, I don't feel like he's got any real good attacks. He's not a good solo person. He's not a good team fighter. He's just not good in general, and I don't want him on my roster for that. He's so awful. Another thing I really like about this game is, as you can see, you're kind of put through a tutorial in the beginning without it being a tutorial. Like other games will pause it and tell you, oh, hit this button to do this and do this so you can run and this kind of stuff, and it's like really annoying. Like the first level of every game is super annoying. This one, they put you in situations where you have to use like certain abilities. Like this is teaching you how to move stuff, and you don't really realize it because it's just part of the story really. And they don't like shove it in your face. It's just like, here, do this, and then you figure it out, and then later on you're like, oh, I remember how to push and pull things. So I thought it was really well blended in that way. I mean, I guess the only thing that people can really complain about this game now is with graphics, but I mean, it came out in 06, so you can't expect all too much out of it. I feel like a lot of games that came out, you know, that early on aren't going to be absolutely stunning graphics-wise. Speaking of stunning and time frame of video games coming out, recently just saw the news on Xbox One and stuff, how they changed pretty much their entire platform after everyone complained, and Microsoft did, and I don't know how that makes them look. Like, I guess it means they show that they're listening to people, but not really listening to people's what they want. It's what they don't want. Like, I feel like Sony did a better job of listening to what people would like to see integrated in their system and holding on to it, whereas Microsoft waited until they had their little platform ready to be released, and then everyone said that they weren't going to buy it and were unsubscribing and just throwing out their systems because no one wants to have that. Like, there's too many restrictions with it. So they had to get rid of it, and that was a lot of time of development for nothing, essentially. So I feel like Xbox One is not going to deliver, but we're going to be stuck with it for probably 6 more years, if not longer, before a new system's released. If Microsoft doesn't take the time to fix it and get something better out soon. This kind of reminds me when the 360 came out first time, and they had a huge problem with the red ring of death, and no one, I feel like they did a terrible job of fixing it. They had to release an entire new system. Of course, they did put a warranty on it, but the warranty ended, I think, about 2 years ago. And if your system's not covered, it can still get it from overheating. And it was a simple problem of not putting in a large enough fan, and it's just like something as simple as that. Why would you take the time to not put that in? It's so stupid. Like, how could you look over that? And I feel like it's just Xbox, Microsoft theme is make a mistake and hopelessly try to fix it and then overcharge for your product. And I mean, it's just my opinion, and I'm playing on a 360. Like, I've been a Microsoft fan for a while, but it's just, I feel like this is kind of like their final stand. I feel like Sony's about to become a really dominant force in the video game market because they've already got their own followers, and I feel like they're about to get a ton of people that like the 360 now on their side as well, especially with the PSN being free. Like, paying for live is a pain in the butt, especially when they want everyone to connect for security reasons, and it's just, I don't know, I feel like this could be Microsoft's downfall, even though they're trying to fix it by getting rid of a lot of things. It just shows that the time that they could have been putting into a decent console was put into pretty much garbage, and now they're going to have to fix pretty much their mistake if they want people to stay with them. And I mean, that's just my take on it. This is obviously a couple months past due, but this is just my feeling on it personally, not really representing the whole company here, but it's for sure how I feel about it. I feel Sony did a much better job. I feel like they're going to become a much larger superpower than they already are. What can I wield? What is this? Oh, it's like a hockey stick, really. Colonel Fury, nuclear base. Okay, gotta disable some things so we don't launch any missiles. Okay, throw that down. One thing I've noticed is that there's actually, compared to I don't know, like the year like 2002, how little companies there were producing games. Like there was, let me think of what was known, truthfully. There was like Square Enix, EA, there's THQ at the time, Bethesda for sure. I don't know. I think those are truly just like the big things in gaming as far as what was people were buying. And now you look at, there's so many different companies out there trying to make games, and I feel like people are trying to shove stuff out the door too fast, and it's causing lower quality games to be common for the same price of a game that you'd want to pay $60 for. Like take The Last of Us for example. It's made by Naughty Dog and beautiful game, very well written, had a great storyline with it. It was one of those things that you truly wanted to see it end because you wanted to know what happened, you wanted to be a part of it, you kind of fell in love with the characters and everything else. And that takes something like, I don't even know, there's a like Kane and Lynch. It's awfully written. It's not really fun. It's a very short game. They put like no research into it for sure. It's just a really sad thing to play and to release, and I mean you can see just like the price on it. It's down to like $8. Okay, perfect example. With the new Fast and Furious movie, Fast 6, it came out, or Furious 6, or whatever it's called. Wonderful movie. They wanted to rush a game out to be released with the movie, and with them doing that, they suffered. The game they released started, sale price I think was $50. I don't think it started out at $60, because when I saw it, it for sure was not. When I bought it, it for sure was not $60. And I'm probably gonna post a not a let's play, but probably a game fail on it, because it's an awful game. Graphics are awful. Physics are non-existent. It claims to follow the entire plot. It doesn't follow anything. It's very repetitive. There's about I want to call it mechanics. That's the only way I can describe it. There's 3 game types in it as far as like races and whatnot, and that is just repeated throughout the entire game. And it's just people want to quickly make money and not put the effort that is needed into these games for it to be a decent game like it used to be. Like when I found out that Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to be released on the PS4, oh my god, I instantly became a fanboy. I want to go out and buy the new system just because that game it's such a wonderfully written game. It's a long game. Like you play it for hours and hours and it's still not over, and it's a good thing. Like you want the story to continue, you don't want it to end. It causes the characters, each one has their own storyline. It's very in depth. And it was one of those games that I very much enjoyed playing. Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 for the PlayStation 2. And that's something they took time and effort and put it into, and it charges the same price as these crap games that come out. And it's really sad that companies just don't put the effort into it. I understand a business is a business, but at the same time, you want to see someone be proud to be putting out a product, not labeling for $8 trying to make a quick buck. Like it's not quite, I don't know, it's sad, I guess. There's so many other examples of this, like great games versus not great games. I don't just mean I don't mean great games as far as, oh, they have a big following, so everyone likes it, so it's a good game. I mean people that actually just took the time and effort and the love into their game when they were making it, versus someone who just pretty much rewashed an engine and tried to use it, you know, to make more money. And that's why, I mean, even EA with its games, all of its sports games, they're fun. Like I greatly enjoy playing them. $60 is kind of a odd price to pay for new games that are the same game with different players essentially that are out each year. Upgrade the physics engine sometimes, or you know, the graphics on them obviously with new years, but there's just really nothing else with them. But they're really well done, and I respect EA for that. They did it right once, and they kept upgrading essentially. Another company I love to give props to is Bethesda. Obviously, everyone loves them. There's not a game I played from them that I didn't like. THQ, fun game. Obviously, they have the Call of Duty series that everyone complains about, but I mean, aside from it being pretty much the same game over and over again, I find it very fun. The multiplayer is really what you know, draws people in. I don't know. I don't want to say no one plays it for the storyline, but I feel like people keep around, you know, keep playing it for multiplayer capabilities and whatnot. And it's I mean, they did it right for sure, and people notice it, and that's why they've been successful. So I feel like more companies put the time into it and made their own franchise, and they'd have, you know, decent running of these type of things. I feel like all I've been doing is ranting about companies, not really talking too much about this game, but
Thanks for setting us free. Good luck.
this game, the storyline I've been skipping through, so you want me to explain it real quick. I don't know anyone that really hasn't played through this, but still, it's a really fun game. It pretty much, Dr. Doom has assembled a huge team of villains, and they're trying to take over the world, you know, do bad things like all villains do. And it's not the Avengers, but it pretty much is. You know, a team is assembled by S.H.I.E.L.D. to, you know, combat this evil force, and you start finding out more things. Like right now, we're on a helicarrier, you know, owned by S.H.I.E.L.D., and we're trying to defend it from all of these evil forces which are being put forth by Dr. Doom. Like, this is specifically a Doom bot in front of me. I've got a hold of and just sling him around real quick. Oh, that's a fun glitch. Get down. Come here. Come here. Pound your face in. Oh, here's another thing I really love about Spider-Man. Everyone has a special little grab thing. When you grab and you hit B, your character does something special, and Spider-Man hangs up his villain. I think it's the greatest thing ever, because then your entire team gets a chance to wail on him while you go. Like, you can clear out a room essentially just by going whoop. Oh, next guy, whoop, and you come back and finish off the first guy. And this is why I love Spider-Man on a team. Like, I can't really have a team without him, because he's too good for like protecting all the other people. If you're ever low on health, you can always trust that you can switch out to Spider-Man and kind of stop the enemy that's attacking your characters. Oh, I completely whiffed that one. It's alright, my entire team of baddies over here. Kick some ass.
I've already got you beat.
So this is hopefully gonna be about an hour long. I'm gonna try to play through like the entire game and just post it little bit by little bit. But I kind of want to talk about the new Avengers that are coming out, because they released Ultron, and I haven't truthfully looked into who's gonna be playing or how they're gonna have that set up. But I think that's gonna be very interesting, and not upsetting. But I know one of the biggest complaints I heard when the first Avengers came out is that it was just entirely centered around Tony Stark and Iron Man, and no one noticed Captain America or like the Hulk or anything like that. It was all about Tony Stark and him kind of growing up. And then of course Iron Man 3 came out right after, and it just kind of, I don't know, it felt like that's what they were doing. And then with this one, Ultron is obviously one of Tony Stark's enemies, so it's gonna be strange that they're kind of doing that again. And of course, they've had a lot of success with the Iron Man films. I feel like a lot of people truly enjoyed every single one of the Iron Mans. They've all been, in my opinion, very well done. Everyone that I've talked to, there's not been a complaint about any of the Iron Mans. Graphically, they did a very good job with the special effects on those. And I mean, they stick. I don't want to say they stick to the storyline of Iron Man, because obviously in the comics, it was supposed to be a Vietnam injury that he suffered from, and that was the reason that he had the pacemaker in his chest. And then they changed it to Iraq and Baghdad because of trying to update it for what's going on in our history, because that would make more sense that a weapons developer would be over there with the war and everything. And I think they did that very well. It flowed seamlessly. Of course, it wasn't a pacemaker now, and it's just an electromagnet, which makes more sense. But the thing I'm really curious about is, if you saw, spoiler alert, if you saw the Iron Man 3, he gets the thing out of his chest. He takes out the electromagnet, and that way, he's cured of his whole thing, and he doesn't have to have it in. But that was the whole way the suit was supposed to be powered, is one of those in it. And I wonder how they're going to keep that going after he destroyed all the suits, with him being in the Avengers, with it being Ultron, because that's definitely going to be an issue. I think storyline wise is trying to show how it is that he's still involved when he doesn't have a suit, I guess. I hope they don't really whiff around with that. I hope they actually have a good explanation. It's not all very like, oh, coincidentally I had one suit left or something like that. I hope it's something that they can actually explain and not feel like you've been duped out of reading like a children's book or something. But I am really excited with that, and I'm also still curious to see if Vin Diesel is going to be playing in it. There was a lot of speculation that he's going to be playing as Vision, which I find funny, because Vision's in here and he doesn't really do much. He just kind of stands around. And also, I think it'd be really weird having anyone play as Vision, because Vision's supposed to be not really an android, but he's supposed to be kind of like a bionic unit. So to have an actual actor for that is going to be strange, I think. But I don't know, I don't feel like that part would be really right for Vin Diesel. I feel like Vision's, not to insult Vin Diesel in any way, because I think he's a great actor, but I feel like Vision's a much more intelligent and like sophisticated being, whereas every time I've seen Vin Diesel in something, he's been more of the action star, more of the I don't know, just the badass, I guess. And I feel like that's gonna be a very strange thing to see, is him in a role where he's not just driving cars or killing people. He's actually got some mind frame to him. I mean, it could make his career. It could actually be a new thing for him, even though he's 40. It'd be very interesting to see if he is cast, and how well he does with it. Pick up this striking upgrade. And I don't know. I mean, I have to say I was hoping two things that still has to do with Marvel. I was hoping to see the Fantastic Four be involved with the Avengers, just because it's the Fantastic Four. We got Reed Richards and all that, but they recast Chris Evans. He got put in as Captain America, and I think I like him in both. I think he was a good Johnny Storm. I think he was a good Captain America, but I think it wasn't fair of him to even try out for both those roles, knowing, especially when he did Captain America, because it was so close to the Avengers, that he should have known, with there being an Avengers, he would have been cast as Captain America as well, and that way it kind of disables them from doing a Fantastic Four in with it, because he can't play both parts, and it's going to look funny. Of course, they have done it with the Hulk, but changing up actors so quickly like that. I mean, the Hulk has been changed. Almost every movie has been a different Hulk, and I think it's just because they don't feel they've done it right any of the times. I don't know if it's been any quarrels with actors or they just wanted to find someone else, but I feel like he did too well. When I think of Johnny Storm, I think of Chris Evans. When I think of Captain America, I honestly don't. I mean, he was in it, so obviously the name relates, but I feel like Captain America was meant to be older, and Chris Evans still looks like a young guy who, could be Human Torch because, he's young, he's kind of cocky, and I feel it's a better role for him in the Marvel's universe. And I feel like if he would have stuck with that and had someone else be Captain America, he would have, I think it would have allowed for, Fantastic Four to be in, and then have, their enemies introduced, like Doctor Doom, and I feel like there could have been a great movie, almost like the game. And it could just be because I'm biased because I enjoy this game so much and the storyline that's presented in the game, but I would have much rather seen Doctor Doom have been an enemy than Loki, especially in the movie because it was. I feel that Loki himself wasn't an enemy. He was beaten as soon as the Hulk showed up. Essentially, it was the army that was really there fighting the entire time, and they didn't really finish anything with that. It was just kind of nuclear missile, and it was over. But I would really like to. I'd really like to see them try at least to put in more heroes. I know it's hard because each hero has been a star of their own movie, and they're probably going to ask for not an outrageous amount of money, but that's more actors you got to have. The more actors you have, the more money you've got to pay out to them, and the more money you pay out, the less you're making as a producer. And obviously, everyone that does this is here to make money. Just a sad fact, but I would like to see the Fantastic Four, and especially like Wolverine and Spider-Man. They were for sure supposed to be in the Avengers. Obviously, Hugh Jackman is just a big actor outside of Marvel, but I feel that he would have been one I would have really loved to have seen in the Avengers. He would have produced a better part, I think, than Tony Stark. I feel that they kind of changed the Avengers by throwing not that Stark wasn't in it, but I feel that it was supposed to be more with Wolverine in the Avengers and Captain America than Stark and Captain America. And I feel like that kind of it produced a weird feeling, I think. And I definitely like to see Hugh Jackman in the Avengers. He's good in every movie he's done, and he's getting older. Every actor's getting older. I feel the more they wait to try to introduce these people, the more awkward it's going to be for the viewers to see, all these old men getting in tights and trying to fight crime and whatnot. Like, it's just, I don't know. It'd be hard to see anyone else as Wolverine because it's always been Hugh Jackman, in my opinion. He's always done a good job, and it's just, it'd be hard to think of a different person playing Wolverine when, like, you think of Wolverine's face. I think of Hugh Jackman, personally. I think they did a good job casting him as it. But still, like, it's just, he's getting old. You can't keep, you don't want to have a 60-year-old Wolverine, when he's supposed to be unaging. Like, it's just, it's weird. Especially when you think of the first X-Men came out in 2000, it's 2013 now, it's 13 years later. Like, he's not an old man, but I mean, he has aged. Everyone gets older, but Wolverine's supposed to be timeless, so it's really it's different, I think. And Spider-Man, talking about the reboot they did, I didn't see it. I didn't want to see it. I'm not like a diehard Spider-Man fan. I felt the movies were too drawn out. It was too much drama for a superhero movie, especially Spider-Man, because it was to be wisecracking and whatnot, and it was all him being depressed all the time about not getting MJ, and he finally gets MJ and he turns into a douche and stuff like that. But I feel they could have, I don't know, not recast, not rebooted. I feel like the series was over. We didn't really need to see another Spider-Man movie. He had fought most of the villains everyone wanted to see him fight anyway, especially the Green Goblin. Like, it was over for sure, and they decided to do a reboot. I don't understand why. I don't feel it was necessary, and I wouldn't want to see the new guy in the Avengers as Spider-Man because I didn't watch it, so I don't know how he played as Spider-Man. As far as actors goes, that could have been, I think, a good Spider-Man. I really don't know. I really can't think of one who, in my opinion, looks young enough, because I feel Spider-Man is supposed to be kind of a spry young guy. Also, you know, funny enough for it, I think Ryan Reynolds played perfectly as Deadpool in X-Men Origins. I feel he could have gotten his own movie as Deadpool. I don't know if they're gonna do that or not, but he's for sure a good cast for that. Yeah, I really don't know who I could think, you know, could be Spider-Man. Now, if they were to release like a Luke Cage movie, my bet would for sure, even though he's an older guy, I think Terry Crews, just because, you know, he's a big guy. I think he's for sure got the capability to produce the character, and I'm a big Crews fan myself, so I couldn't, you know, I'd love to see him in a superhero movie for sure. Okay, and here's another thing, because I was thinking about, you know, how much I hate Daredevil in this game because he's garbage. The Daredevil movie that came out with, you know, Ben Affleck and all that, I honestly don't think it was that bad. I think it was written not so well, but I think he did a good job playing the part. And I feel that one could have gotten a sequel, I guess. Just my personal opinion on that. But I don't know. I can't think of anyone who could play Spider-Man right. Like I don't know anyone that's young enough, like I said, that looks young enough and is funny enough, also having that serious note of being a hero to properly play Spider-Man. Yeah, I don't know. I think Tobey Maguire sure has that face of someone who just looks young all the time. Like I feel like he's never gonna look like a truly old guy until eventually he's like 80 and he just becomes old like that, and it's gonna look really weird. But I feel like he was a good cast face-wise, and I think he just was given a bad setup, I guess, as far as the storyline goes for Spider-Man. And I think he would have been good in the Avengers. I could see him again. If they had given a reboot and done him as Spider-Man, I know how weird that would have been, having a different actor, or same actor playing a different story, I guess, as the same character. But I feel he would have done a good job. I think he's definitely got the face for it. And you know, that's what I'm saying. Like these people, I would love to see in the new Avengers that probably aren't going to be in. I don't know if they're going to add any more heroes at all. Actually, it might just be the same ones, and quite honestly, that's disappointing to me if that is going to be the case, besides maybe adding Vin Diesel as Vision, because I think it deserves more as a movie. I think it's a very good concept of all these heroes coming together, and I think it deserves more. I think it deserves actors coming together and creating this, like with when the Avengers, when I first learned about it as a kid, like about it being like a series, I guess, I thought it would never be possible as a movie. I thought it'd be a lovely idea. I'd love to see it happen, but I always thought there's too much going on. There's too many people in it to, first of all, fit in a time frame that people would actually watch as a movie, and to actually be able to afford the actors. Like, unfortunately, not that many people are into superhero movies. It's pretty much just, I don't know. It's kids, it's teenagers, and it's like it's people that are involved in the community as it is. But I don't think it's something people are just gonna go and watch. And I don't know if they could afford the budget of that many actors that are that big, because they're gonna require a little more compensation for their work, I guess. But I never thought it would have been possible. And then when the first Avengers came out, I mean, it was good. I'll give it that. It was a good movie, but I think it kind of proved what my point was on, you can't have that many people in, because they didn't really have that many big names in it. Like, I had never heard of Scarlett Johansson before the Avengers. I had never heard of I guess I'd heard of Jeremy Renner. I saw him in like one other thing. But and Tony, not Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. I had no idea what his name was. I didn't know he existed until Iron Man came out. And of course he got big from that, so I could see him staying loyal, and if he had to take a cut, because he wasn't a huge actor from anything else, in my opinion. And there's really no one really recognizable. It wasn't like look at the Expendables, the amount of big names in that movie, and it's very weird because big names get smaller roles, and I think it's very confusing as a watcher to see that happen. And I just don't think it's possible for people making movies to truly have the Avengers the way it should be and still make the budget that they have to make a movie. And it's a really sad thing to say, but I think it's true. I think that they would have to have Tony Stark, Wolverine, Spider-Man, in my opinion Fantastic Four should be in it, along with, I don't think Hawkeye should really be a part of it. He's not that big of an Avenger. He's not anything special at all. So, and Black Widow as well, even though everyone thinks Scarlett Johansson is hot, I don't think she was that big of a hero to be in the Avengers, besides as she is, even in this game, she's just kind of like a Fury's consultant. He talks to her a lot when he needs, assistance, and she's just a spy, really. Thor should definitely be in it. He's a big guy in the Avengers. The Hulk, of course, would be in it, and Captain America obviously would be in it. And if I'm right, Miss Marvel would also be a part of it, even though she's never even been introduced in her own movie. I feel that she would need to be in it for it to be, the proper Avengers. And Spider-Man, of course. Spider-Man would need to be in it, and it's just, I don't think they can afford all of these people in the same movie. I'm sorry, I know I said I wouldn't talk during these cutscenes, but I've just been, I don't know, rambling on.
It's amazing what you can do with just
I'm probably gonna stop it here. I'm probably gonna show, upgrading my guys and then save and cut into part 2. But this has just been my opinion on the way Marvel's gone, the way this game is, the way the new Avengers should be. Now that they've released who the villain's gonna be, and I don't know. It's just my opinion. I'm not trying to piss anyone off. I'm not trying to make anyone happy. I was just telling people how I feel about it. For sure, the way it looks in my eyes. Keep in mind, I'm also gonna try to put up a video of I should probably do it first, so I'll probably be talking about the first video then before this even gets put up, but just talking about what Bleepadoodles is, what this channel is about, and everything else, because this is going to be one of the first videos on it. And it's probably confusing because you're only hearing one voice, but it's actually made up of a couple different guys that have come together to make this happen and make it a reality. So this is one of the things I'm doing as a part of it, is this, and they have their own say and their own opinion. That's why I said, like, what I'm saying here doesn't reflect what everyone here feels. It's just me, sitting alone, playing the game, and just kind of rambling on about Marvel, because I've been in that kind of mood of watching superhero movies and whatnot. But yeah, so I'm gonna go in and change my team and upgrade their stuff and try to look through, probably get better abilities, because I didn't really care too much when I was going into this, but now I kind of do care about what it is I'm doing with these guys. I feel like I don't have anything for Thor. I didn't really upgrade anything on him. So hammer damage, yep, let's do that. Defense probably, and max energy. His powers, I don't even know what I have. No, get the points off. I honestly don't remember what I even have. I have North Winds. Oh. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. This is one I do have. I think this one's good. I feel like that's going to be good crowd control I feel like it's definitely a decent thing to have. Yeah, let's put Godspeed on. Instead of North Winds. Probably this, because it's like a, I don't know, kind of like a slam thing. I kind of picture a bigger guy be doing. He's got healing factor, flight, web zip, and he's just melee. Like I said, Captain America is definitely more well-rounded out of everyone. I should probably do shield mastery because he obviously uses a shield. But what do I have bigger power? Shield throw, shield dash, and energy shield. Eh. I'll for sure do this one because I want him to be more of a well-rounded guy. So yep, that's my team. Just the original 4. I'm gonna try to keep with them the entire time. Like I said, none of them died, and I wasn't really paying attention, so I think it's a good thing. But thanks guys for watching. Subscribe, like if you liked it. If you didn't, go ahead. I don't want to say go ahead and hate on the video and say how awful it is, but let me know why. Let me know what you'd like to see done differently, because this is obviously not for me. If I was playing for me, I wouldn't have recorded it. And so we can make better footage, put out better things. This is obviously one of the first videos, so everything's a little shaky, everything's a little untidy, I guess. There's a little bit of unorganizational issues because it's just the first one. Don't really have a solid pattern down for how to do these type things yet. But go ahead and give some feedback. Also, please don't do it in the comments because it doesn't really have to do with the video, but go ahead and private message the channel and put down what games for sure you would like to see videos on next. I know I'm trying not to get into this because I want to do this in a different video, but we're definitely going to be doing different types of videos as far as a couple people playing at once. I don't know if we're going to be doing achievement guides because we're not really big on that, and all of us aren't big Microsoft people. We definitely have a big Sony guy with us, so I don't know if that'd be a thing where we do more of like how to get certain things within each game that don't have to do with your profile on Microsoft or Sony. Try to keep it more generalized then. There's definitely going to be like a couple just fooling around things with us, especially with like PC games because we're into that as well. And yeah, hopefully this will be fun few years for us on here and just in general. So thanks guys for watching, and see you next time.